Hello, beautiful souls. I hope you're having an amazing day. This is the Bobbi Jo and Sheena show. Two friends, colleagues, best friends, hanging out, talking a little bit about mindset. So, mind stuff and such. Sheena and I were just talking about it. Don't believe us. You have to know it's resonating with you. How are you feeling about certain subjects? Because we're just speaking our truth. Sheena's just speaking her truth. But vibrationally, we're matching up and we are on the same path. I'm going to let Sheena open up with this today.
It's quite I love it whenever I say to people, it takes the sort of the edge off things when people go, oh, you know everything, you know this, you know that. I go, I know nothing. I know nothing. It's just, I'm speaking my truth. I'm speaking what I have been studying for 12 years. And then it's almost as if things I said and learned right at the very beginning, there's sort of like, there's a penny drop moment, poof, and then another penny drop moment. And I just go, well, that's just so obvious now, but it wasn't obvious 12 years ago. And that's just the thing. It's just like, so I I wanted peace more than anything. And I think that, I realize that this life is just the way it is. Like we think we have to be happy. We think we have to have everything perfect. We think we have to have the car or the right friends or anything like that. And just when you just sit and watch life and just watch everybody and people are crying, people are dying, people are happy, people are getting hurt, people are making lots of money. Isn't this world just a beautiful story?
Hmm.
And when we can start to really love those stories and rather than thinking, well, it should be this way. And I won't if I'm enlightened enough, I won't have any troubles in my life. No. Life is just going to happen. Life's just going to happen. But what the beautiful thing is that you then can see it for what it is. So just, oh, look, here's this next story turning out, rather than trying to fix it. It's
Hmm.
just loving where you are and loving what is. And then because you're observing it, then you can just, well, you rise above it and then it sort of goes faster, or maybe it doesn't. I mean, it,
You can get so twisted around here. See, yes, people do love their story. So I say, okay, yeah, you love your story, but stop playing the victim. You got to have the consciousness, the awareness of that all because life is going to happen. But you know what? I've had a great life. So why is that? Is that because of karma? Is it because of contracts? Why is that? I don't go breaking my bones. I don't get fired. I don't have boyfriends cheating on me, although I did a couple. So why do some things happen to some people and some not other is a lot of the vibration and the belief, but this is all part of my story. So, but that's what we are here. That's what we've been coaching. And that's why I feel like I'm here is like, you, you said, what did you say? Obvious from years ago. I forgot what you had said about that. Yeah, I don't even know. Oh, things were obvious from us years ago. You're right. Things were obvious to us years ago, and you dropped a penny. Yeah, it's just because we have a different perception. We see things differently because we're different than you were 12 years ago, or 20 years ago, or even a year ago. I noticed that I'm so different from when I was a year and a half ago, and I didn't notice it until I went to that grandmother's gathering, that Native American Indian ceremony way. And I saw how I felt before a year and a half ago and the insecurities, the unworthiness. And then I saw how I felt this time standing in my own power. And it was evident to a lot of other people too. But it's all the story. And I want to get back to one thing. Of all the story, what is it you really want? And that's what I find with my clients. You're so busy. I talk about this all the time. They're so busy undoing. I had a client call last week, and what did she say? She was like, she had the job, then she didn't have the job, she got another job, and then now she's back going, I want that job that I had a year ago. I go, when you hired me, you didn't want that job. You were so unhappy with that job, but now she's looking back and sees it in a different lens because she got to work from home. She saw the key points. Yeah, maybe it wasn't her dream job because it was on a computer, but the point is, I was like, so what is it? And she just felt like I should be doing something different. Okay, well, you just took an amazing vacation. I won't say how much you just spent for 5 days in a condo on the beach. Like, I've never done that. I think you're doing fucking pretty well. So what is it that you should be doing? Tell me that. Like, and it is that. I remember Doug Dane, you say that the should have. You should be doing this. You should be doing that. You're shitting all over yourself, right? So what is it that you really want and why do you want it? And it's all the same questions that we keep saying every day here. But it was just really interesting for me to work with this girl for a year, and that she kind of just came back full circle again, like we all do. And what do I really want? What she hated a year ago, she realized she loves now or wants back now. And then that whole thing where she thinks she should be somewhere different, and it's like, why? Because the program in your mind is saying you need to be doing this, you need to make 100K a year or a million a year, you should be doing this. What is it? You've got to drop into your heart and get what's resonating with you, and just love your story whatever way it is, and showing up, and stop judging yourself about that. Love you, own you.
Yeah, and actually, that's the dissatisfaction that Bob talked about. It's almost because it's like, be satisfied with where you are, but know that you can have more. But then Bob would always say, dissatisfaction with where you are now is actually a great thing. That is what is trying to move you. But it's also being satisfied with the dissatisfaction. It's really funny. It's just being aware of that change. And I have no clue where I'm going with this either. That's really funny. But yeah, actually, what do you want? So yeah, I had a client call yesterday, and I ask people when they come on a call with me to do this preparation before they come on. Very specific questions. I'm looking for very specific answers, because what I want to do is see your vision. I want to see, like, as if I've watched a movie trailer. I want to see something and everything. And there was all these questions that he answered. And I sent him another set of questions, and I thought, let's have a go again before he gets on the call, see if I can pull something out so I can see something. But no, still too generic. Financial freedom. What does that mean? That's from your head. I want to know what's coming from your heart. What's a vision? So my vision was being in the home, cooking dinner for my two kids, hearing them laughing and joking behind me on the couch. And when I was in my new house, I realized it wasn't the new house that brought me there. It was this vision. I stood there and I went, oh my God, this is what I saw. So you could see that, even whenever I'm cooking now, I'm cooking at the stove, look back and see my two kids there. You can see the vision. So what's the vision that's coming from your heart? What is it
And
that
that's the feeling. That's the feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard. It's all the same stuff being regurgitated here, people. And as Tony Robbins, we were saying, he's getting back. He's talking a lot about love, because why Sheena can resonate and attracted that to her is because she could feel it. She could see it, and she could feel the love. You can't feel the billions of dollars. That doesn't give you love. It's the vacation and spending it with your family and being able to afford great great grandma and your uncle and your cousin to beat everyone you love on a cruise ship and own the cruise ship. That's the feeling. It's not the stuff. So there's a lot of, and you got to write it out, people, because it's all chaos. You can drive down the road and think all you want, but you're never going to solve anything until you do paper to pen and kind of get clarity and sit your ass down and go, why is it that I want what I want, and get into the feeling, and then light bulbs start to click.
That's it. There's some work for you. Ask yourself, what do I want? I mean, what do I really want? Yeah, the money can be part of it, but what do you want to do? Sit with a whole pile of money on your table or on the bank? Like, what do you want to do with it whenever you have it? And it's those things, and then you drop even those things, and you sit in the feeling of it. And that's what it said, in the Bible, whenever it was Jesus walking on water, and Peter was walking on the water, and he said, like the storm came and then he started to fall, and Jesus said, keep your eye on me. And what that means is keep your eye on me, keep your eye on you and how you're feeling, because it is the concept of you that is going to drive these ideas that are coming forward. Nothing else, because if the concept of you is poor you, well, then guess what's going to happen? If the concept of you is rich you, so that's why my book is Switch to Rich. Rich is a feeling, not a number. And that's the thing, is just like, you playing rich you today? Or are you playing poor you? I even ask Wolfgang, if he was to say something, I'll say, who's talking here? Like, who's talking? Is it the king of the castle talking? Or is it the Wolfgang of 5 years ago talking? Really actually pick up on that. And he picks up on that with me. Although, as he says he's really noticed the difference. He says, I am like so focused. And if I catch myself so fast, yeah, and you've got to do that. And that's what the discipline is all about. And in fact, before I come on here, the song, The Lord is My Shepherd, came into my head. And part of the Lord, part of it is actually thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And like, if you imagine as a shepherd, if a sheep went, like using the rod and the staff to keep them in, well, that's what the discipline is. That's what the obstacles are. They're only just to focus back inside. What do you want? But if you don't know what you want, where are you going?
Yeah.
Probably round in circles. There you
Yeah.
go.
And you got to have the
What do you want?
clarity.
Write it out.
And there you go. I have so many things to say, but we'll just keep it short and brief. I'll make the notes and we'll talk about it tomorrow. Have an awesome day.
Cheerio now.